Stanford, Harry, Stanford, and Harry, and the whole thing. So I sculpt. It's not a memory, because the clay is right here, in between my fingers, but you have to work quick. The clay can become difficult to form. Everyone knew me back then. And what did I know? Who did I really know? All I had was my great beauty and a swim. Oh, Mother, please, stop crying. You've been at it all afternoon.
I can't help myself. Your father was so good to us. What are we to do?
Crying won't solve anything.
Evelyn, come. Sit beside me. I want to tell you something. Because I want you to prepare yourself. What's to come?
Mother.
Listen to me. Your father wanted you to become someone special when you grew up. Someone of status. Respectable. Like him.
I know. A lawyer. But what about the Tsar?
Forget the Tsar, Evelyn. Your father was our world. He's buried cold in the grave. And all these things to our house. Our very livelihood might disappear if his money goes away. And then what will you do? What would I do? Stitch the hems of dresses for the rest of the days of my life? Oh. Now who could that be?
I'm sorry to inform you, Mrs. Nesbit, but your assets will need to be liquidated.
We have all the paperwork in order if you would just sign. Right there.
But where would we go? What would we do?
I would advise you to go check in at the Monarch Courthouse. I understand you're accepting occupants. Thank you for your cooperation, Mrs. Nesbit.
But you know Winfield. He was a good man. We treated him well.
We all must do what we can nowadays, Mrs. Nesbit.
We certainly must.
Pardon me, ma'am.
Hello, how do you do?
How do you do, miss?
Very well, thank you. What is that?
Filmless photography studio over on Plymouth. As you can see, I take photographs. But if I may, might I be able to capture your marvelous beauty with my camera? I am an artist after all. My intentions are purely...
Oh my, well, to be honest, I wish I had something different to wear.
Oh, what you have on is fine. It's your portrait is what I'm most interested in. May I take your picture?
Take away, what are you waiting for? How's this?
Hold, please, and... Thank you. What is your name, child?
Florence Evelyn Nesbit.
May I call upon you? I know people who might be interested in you as a sit-in model, artists, of course, but company men too. Have you ever sipped a Coca-Cola?
Who hasn't, silly?
Exactly. You're very beautiful. Here.
them to Paris, and I said no. And then they asked me to see my portfolio, which I had no idea what they were talking about. Well, it's not much, but I'll have to do until I can find more work.
Don't worry, Mother. Here, I brought home some money. That will pay our rent for the next month.
Evelyn!
Ow! Mother, please!
How does a 15-year-old girl come about with this kind of money? Out with it!
I model, Mother.
Model? Model what? Good manners?
I model for a painter and a photographer and an illustrator. They're all madly in love with me.
An artist model? Sounds bohemian. I don't like it. How much do they pay you?
$10 whole. And there'll be more where that came from.
Does this involve in being in a state of undress for any reason?
Mother, what kind of girl do you take me for?
Columbia University.
The James Foley Post Office.
And let's not forget the grandeur of the Brooklyn Museum, old chum.
All masterpieces birthed right here in the best architectural firm in New York.
Most buildings are simply built.
Only a few are dreamed.
Stanford, you are the youngest and most promising member of this firm by far.
Thank you, sir.
With the triumph that is the newly remodeled Madison Square Garden, you are aware of the penthouse suites that line its upper recesses?
Of course, I designed those to fit myself.
Well then, we are proud to present you with the key to your very own penthouse apartment.
Wilfred, I couldn't possibly accept. My flat in Chelsea is sufficient enough.
Oh, nonsense, my boy.
I've employed a team of movers to haul your belongings into your new residence this afternoon. You are to move in immediately.
How can I ever repay you for your generosity?
No, you can't.
Build the castle of your dreams, and there all your fantasies will come true.
Shall we see you tonight at Floridora? I understand they've recast some of the parts, and there could be especially fresh and lovely little pretties to be seen, eh, Stanford?
Gentlemen, I believe you will find me in my regular seat, front and center. Excuse me, Edna.
Edna is my sister. I'm Bertha, Stanford. Or have you forgotten?
Forgive me, Bertie.
Bertha.
Bertha, I was wondering if you know who this new girl is, the Spanish maiden. She wasn't listed on the program last week. Do you know her?
She's changing, but we'll see you at the after party.
If you could tell her that Stanford White called, I'd be most obliged.
Just like all those other times you were obliged to me.
Can't we let the past go, Bertha?
Because the past refuses to let go of me. We'll let her know. See you around, Stanny.
Isn't she just a treat, Stanford?
I'll say.
Evelyn Nesbit is her name. Model, dancer, chorus girl, fashionista. Every man's dream and the envy of every girl from here to Hoboken.
A vision of perfection.
I'll introduce her to you.
No, must
Oh, come on now. Don't be a spoil sport. if you want to be a Rockefeller, you must start behaving like one. Evelyn, oh Evelyn, darling, come here. I want you to meet a very dear friend of mine, Mr. Stanford White. He rebuilt Madison Square Garden.
But let's not get carried away.
No, let's get carried away and say we did.
What did I tell you? Charming.
I want to carve that stage. You simply must give me a tour of the garden. I'm sure you know all about it, of course. All its secrets.
Might know a thing or two.
Next Tuesday, does that sound all right?
Your pleasure, Miss Nesbit.
Call me Evelyn. Everybody does. Now, if you'll pardon me, I need to pay a visit to the filling station. Woohoo!
Oh dear, Horace.
You're just smitten, old boy. That's all.
What have I gotten myself into again and again? Love them all if I could.
You are too blood, Stanford. A new century demands new standards. If you like what you see, take it. Oh.
Oh my, all those flights of stairs.
Let me take that coat. What is this? Mink? I think we can do better than that. Down before the winds of winter send chills up your spine.
All these lovely flowers. Is that?
Powdered sugar is my own personal touch. Give each petal the appearance of new fallen snow.
I thought this was going to be a party. Surely all these flowers are not for me.
And why not? Lovely flowers of every kind for the loveliest girl on Broadway. A glass of champagne, perhaps, to celebrate our newfound friendship.
I'm only 16. You know my mama might not want me to drink adult beverages.
And what? She's all the way in Pittsburgh. Here. In Paris, women as young as 16 and younger drink champagne as if it were the last drop of water in the parched sands of the Sahara. It's a civil proper thing for a young lady to do. Cheers, Evelyn, to us.
To us, Stanford.
Call me a Stanny.
Stanny, where are all the other guests? Other people are coming, aren't they?
It's a pity that no one else bothered to show up, isn't it? I swear I sent out at least a dozen invitations. Perhaps they were lost in the mail. I guess we'll just have to have a party of our own. More champagne, kittens.
Kittens? What am I, a pussycat? Wow.
You're adorable, More.
Don't mind if I do.
Might I give you a tour?
I'd love that.
You are a delight and a pleasure. For a man such as me to be so blessed as to truly be in the company of an angel treading upon the earth.
Oh, nice.
These drapes I purchased from a Moroccan spice trader. Smell them. I'm certain you'll catch hints of cinnamon and ginger. African elephant tusk, they were murder to get up the stairs. Rodin, Degas, John Singer Sargent, all originals. And if you'll step this way, this is one of my playrooms.
Oh my, Stanny, you can't be serious.
What?
Are you some sort of narcissist?
Hardly, I just happen to love mirrors. Mirrors show us a reflection of ourselves. The secret garden of our outward appearance. If you look closely, from every vantage point, the body becomes a hidden path. The discoveries to be made are practically endless. And look, I have a present for you.
For me? Oh, Stanny, you should have.
I just turn this crank over here and...
A swing? For me?
Yes, a lovely red velvet swing for the most beautiful girl of all.
I love to swing, Stanny. I used to swing all during recess at school. My classmates even gave me a nickname.
And what might that be, darling?
The girl who loves to swing.
I might have guessed.
Perhaps I'll slip into something more comfortable.
I will as well. Fez makes my head feel warm. Do you like it?
I love it, Stanny. Thank you.
I'm pleased to hear that. You can live here now, with me, in my palace of mirrors.
Forever?
Forever and ever.
Oh, wee! Oh, Stanny, push me higher. Stanny, where are you? Stanny?
Forever and ever and ever.
Well, look what the cat dragged in. You better get dressed. You've only got about an hour before police is called. Oh boy, you don't look well. You're not running hot, are you?
I'll be fine. My stomach ached. I'm going to do the show after a moment.
Forgive me for this mess, but I'm in love with you, Evelyn. You're a wonderful lassie.
Where did you and Stanford go last night? Oh, come on, Evelyn. Do you kiss and tell?
Just let go of me, Bertha. I'll just need a moment to collect myself.
Here, I bought this for you. Oh, please try it on, kitten.
Did he get you on his swing? Did he?
Did he? I don't wish to speak of it, Bertha. We're just friends, Stanford and I.
Then who gave you that pretty necklace? What are those, real jewels?
Of course you'll keep this between us. I should need to remind you I'm married after all.
I forgot I had it on.
He does this sort of thing, you know. Do you think men like Stanford White come here to see a good show?
They come here to be entertained, and they laugh and clap anyway.
Oh, here, I want you to give this money to your mother. Please, we must all do what we can for another.
Evelyn, you're young. Maybe one of the youngest girls in we have in the chorus. Where is your mother?
Come, Annie, like you did before.
She stays at home mostly, or goes to visit her relatives. Look, it doesn't matter because she trusts Stanford. He's been very good to us.
Someone really ought to be watching out for you.
Sing for me again, the way you do on the suite.
Just let it go. Okay, I should get dressed. Do you have any other towel washed?
Oh, Evelyn, I almost forgot. These came for you earlier. The card said that they were from a Mr. Monroe. I didn't look, but you could see it written there. He said he'd be back to see the show, so who knows? Knowing your luck, he'll probably be in the audience tonight. Break a leg, Evelyn.
Meet me at the Cafe Martin for luncheon, 12 noon, on Tuesday. Bring a friend. Devotedly yours, Mr. J.P. Monroe. P.S. Radiant in the show, as always.
You sing like a bird on the wing.
I'm sorry, we got here as soon as we could.
You must be Mr. Monroe. Mr. Monroe?
I am. That is, I'm Mr. Monroe, of the Sackville Monroes. And you are Evelyn Nesbit. I've heard so much about you, and I can see now that all of it was true. Would you care to take a seat with me?
Delighted.
Where's my seat?
Well, this isn't your table, madam. But I reserved one for you over in the corner near the entrance. Perhaps you might avail yourself to that seat.
She can sit with us.
Order what you like. I'll cover the bill.
No, Evelyn, I'll sit by myself. Money does buy you everything, doesn't it, Mr. Monroe?
I believe so.
Enjoy your lunch, Evelyn.
Well, that was rather rude. Didn't she see this was a table set only for two? Forgive me. How are you? You look like a breath of summer air, a picture of the evening. I see you got my bouquet. I had it custom ordered from Florida. I assure you my intentions are purely noble.
I realize that, Mr. Monroe, but I'm not that kind of girl. Usually when I pose or have my picture taken, it's for my services. I don't need your money.
Well, I'm a bit surprised, but forgive me if I seem too forward. What kind of girl are you then?
I'm an actress and a dancer, but I'm very sorry if I'm not making myself clear, but I came here to eat lunch with my friend, and I don't think it's right.
Evelyn, listen to me. I'm not really Mr. Monroe.
What?
My name is Harry Kendall Thaw. Harry K. Thaw, of the Pittsburgh Thaws. You're from the area, surely you've heard of us.
Who's Mr. Monroe?
Well, he is me. I'm Mr. Monroe. I'm sorry, it's the family name. Sometimes it catches people a little aback, so if you'll hear me out, you've heard of us, the Thaws, yes?
Of course I've heard of you in Lyndhurst. Such a big house.
Oh, how wonderful. You've heard of us then, at least. As for myself, my intentions are inspired by love and affection for your beauty, dear Evelyn. I've watched 32 performances, and tonight will make it 33. Forgive me if I seem too cavalier.
It's quite all right, Harry. You're very charming, but perhaps things are going a little too fast right now. And I haven't even had my lunch yet, so...
Well, let's take things from there, shall we? Waiter! Over here!
There's something I really ought to tell you.
Oh, I understand. Just a moment, my dear. With a nervous waiter. Sir, here, please!
Please don't make a scene, Mr. Thaw.
Oh, to hell with it, Evelyn. There's something of great importance that I must know, and I will not allow this enchanting day to continue a minute further until I have an answer from you, until I can express what is in my heart by undying love for your radiant beauty. Please do not allow me to suffer any moment further. Florence Evelyn Nesbit, will you marry me? Please, 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 please.
I can't. I simply can't right now. I'm just not ready for that yet. It's nothing Mother will take lightly.
I see how it is. I see. Explain no further. I'm certain there are other roués and cads who would flounder around backstage seeking your hand. Name them. I know most of them, and I would be thankful that I didn't. I will see to it that no other shall violate you.
It's really not important.
Thackeray Carlyle? Remington Beaumont? Stanford White? Stanford White, is it then? I hear that name spoken of often with such ill contempt in regards to his numerous vices.
It's none of your business.
Not yet. I would like you to consider my offer, Evelyn. I will see you tomorrow night. I'll be in my usual seat in the second row. And here, you might as well have this. There will be more where that came from. Farewell, boofles. Don't anybody say in class, please. There we go.
You little devil, tell me right now, what the hell were you thinking?
Oh, please, Mr. White, let me go. We only went out to dinner once. Maybe twice. Even then, I swear I did nothing towards the girl.
Did you kiss him? Did you kiss her?
Her hand. Perhaps her cheek.
Standing, stop! That's enough, Stanford. Let him go.
I catch you so much as looking at Evelyn in public or anywhere else,
Now,
I'll...
Stanford, don't come around here near Evelyn again, or I'll have words with your parents. Do you understand? Now go.
Oh, bless you, Mother Nesbit. I'll darken your doorsteps no more. Mr. White, I'm sorry. You're a true gentleman. Goodbye. Goodbye now.
Actors are a pitiful lot, aren't they?
You really didn't have to do that to him. He was only showing me a kindness. I don't like going out alone.
I do permit Evelyn to have her friends.
Mrs. Nesbit, Florence, I don't think it is any secret as to how Evelyn has reached this level of notoriety. Nor would I presume that you're ignorant of the fact that your own station in life, and that of your family, has been vastly improved after I was introduced to your daughter.
You assisted our family, yes. You've been exceedingly generous.
And since Evelyn has fallen under my kindnesses, do you not think that I should perhaps have some say over who she becomes acquainted with? There are other men with far less wholesome intentions in this city. One Barrymore is just like another. Their reputation as actors is only exceeded by their familiarity with the bottom of a bottle.
Oh, I do trust your guidance, Stanford. Lord knows I don't want any harm to come to my only child.
Good. Then I think you won't mind me suggesting, Evelyn, I believe it is time that you attend more to your learning.
School?
You need a break from the city, kittens. You're in danger of mixing it up with the wrong crowd, and then what would happen? Besides, I remember your stories of your father, Evelyn, and this is what he would have wanted for you. And I want this for you too, and there are limitless possibilities with an education. I intend to give it to her. Piedmont Preparatory for young girls. I've already enrolled her. To begin classes in August. What do you say to this, Evelyn? Florence,
We discussed this, Evelyn, and we agree that this is best for you. For now.
But what about the show?
The theater can wait. We'll always be there for you. For now, we must tend to the old noodle. Piedmont Prep is a renowned girls' school. I'm sure you'll have no trouble fitting in.
Oh my, look, there she is.
Who?
Evelyn Nesbit. Don't you know? Everyone knows.
Oh, yes. I think she's in my literature class. She sits in the back. She's usually pretty quiet.
Don't you know about her and the red velvet swing? Stanford White? He had his way with her, just like he did with my aunt. And then he dumps them and leaves them flat. But not before he gets a chance to push on his swing.
Oh, that's so vulgar.
Here, watch. Oh, hello, Evelyn.
Oh, hello. Francine, right?
We were just wondering, have been any swings lately?
Francine, you're so awful.
The girl in the red velvet swing. That's what they call you. Isn't that right, Evelyn? Oh, swing me, Stanford. I want to go higher. Higher, Stanford.
Oh, why won't he answer? Hello? Operator? Hello? Oh. I tried Stanford, Evelyn, but he's unavailable. Are you comfortable, my dear?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, the doctor should be coming soon. I telephoned him earlier.
Hello? mistaken. I'm Dr. Samantha Boyd.
But where's Dr. Williams? He's Evelyn's regular physician, Stanford White's doctor.
I was sent here by another gentleman. He should be arriving soon. I came here as soon as I could. I meant to see an Evelyn Nesbit.
Oh, yes. Well, I suppose one doctor is like any other. Please, this is my daughter, Evelyn. She's had terrible stomach pains, and she's been incapacitated for at least a day and a half. She's unable to go to classes.
How are you feeling, my dear?
Oh, not well, doctor.
Stomach pains. If I may examine you. Just as I feared. An acute case of appendicitis.
Oh.
I will need to operate immediately if we are to save the girl's life.
Oh, yes, doctor. Yes, do what you must.
I'll notify the staff and return shortly. We need to find a sterile environment.
Oh, God! Oh, Evelyn! Dr. Boyd, tell me straight, will she be all right?
Her appendix is going to burst, man. She'll need surgery, but she will be revived if we act quickly.
Die thee ho, then! Oh, God! Evelyn! My sweet dear Boofles!
Boofles?
What, darling? Oh, yes, it's a thing we do. Oh, but you are desperately ill.
Well, fortunately, the doctor should be able to help her.
Good. Only the best for Evelyn, I insist. Now, darling, I want you to rest. And when you are better, perhaps we can go on that European grand tour we always talked about. Oh, we have so much to look forward to.
European tour?
Oh.
Evelyn?
Yes, you're invited as well. It'd be good for both of you. The breezes of the Alps, the hot mountain springs will be invigorating and grant my beloved speedy recovery.
Mr. Thaw, now is not the time for this pronouncements. I mean, I know you mean well.
Not another word, dear lady. I will, of course, pay for the operation. You bill it to Harry K. Thaw of Pittsburgh. Do you understand?
What can I say? But thank you.
Evelyn, if this is the last chance I'll ever see you again, please know of my
The
love.
biology classroom is available, and I believe I can make do. We need to prep and sedate the young lady immediately.
Swear to me. Swear that you will do everything in your power to save her. Swear it!
Time is of the essence, man.
Evelyn!
Evelyn! Oh, Harry, this city's positively magical.
Yes, a gay parade in the City of Lights. To those of a romantic persuasion.
Oh, I love it. Oh, look! There's a charming bakery over there. I believe I will buy a baguette. One for each of us. Wouldn't that be lovely, Evelyn?
Yes.
Oh, do cheer up.
This corset, it's murdering my insides. Harry, when will we return to New York?
Next week, darling, you know that. Besides, this European air is invigorating. Perhaps it will clear your vision and help allow you to see circumstances in a more pleasing light.
I miss being on stage.
The stage will always be there, Boofles. Once a Floridora girl, always a Floridora girl. See, it is doctor's orders that you shouldn't be dancing. In any case, I want to take you to this enchanting medieval castle in Germany, and there I will have you to myself in our own private wing. I will make you my queen.
That's all very nice.
And then, following our romantic sojourn, we will return to New York, where you will make your societal debut as Mrs. Harry K. Thaw at the world premiere of a musical operetta in Madison Square Garden. Now, doesn't that sound delightful?
No, he mustn't.
Well, why not?
He'll be there. He built it, and I know he'll be in attendance.
Who?
Stanford!
Stanford again, is it? Oh, don't cry, my pretty young thing. Whatever crime of the heart he committed against you, I'll hear of it. Now, please, we're in the middle of the street. People are beginning to stare. My family is very rich, and if it's any consolation, we'll take Stanford White to court for assailing your character. Evelyn, are you listening to me?
Yes, Harry, it's just, I don't want to hurt Stanny.
That's it, Evelyn. I'll hire a personal bodyguard to protect you, and I'll want to know of your comings and goings, for your safety, of course.
Please, there's nothing more to discuss. If the press should catch any wind of this.
What is it, Evelyn?
Think of your reputation. He has powerful friends, and so do you.
I'm not concerned with ruination. What did he do to you that you are so ashamed? Answer me, damn it!
Leave me alone.
I will have the truth, Evelyn. The truth will out, somehow and some way.
Corvigé en vent, Marquis entre you bouger, riding crops for sale.
Hello? Do you wish more sheets, yeah?
Yes, set them over there.
Are you comfortable, yeah?
It's a bit drafty, but I'll be comfortable.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Old castle! Old castle! Old castle!
Yes, I see.
I locked the door then. Good luck to Fräulein. Old castle!
Harry, is that you?
It's me, Evelyn.
Why are you wearing only a robe? Harry, maybe you should get some rest. We've had such a long day of travel and I'm exhausted. What is that?
Your saving grace, Evelyn. I've given it a great deal of thought, and I've decided that I shall rid the burden of your past by ripping the name of Stanford White out of you.
Harry, what are you doing? Please don't come any closer.
Tell me again, what did he do to you? Everything. Tell me everything.
I told you everything already, Harry. Let me go.
Tell me again.
No.
About the swing.
No.
What did he do to you, Evelyn? Tell me now.
Harry, no.
Evelyn! Oh, goofles. There you are. I've been searching all over the West Wing for you. Mother would like you to join us for luncheon at... Evelyn, what are you doing?
I got bored. So I took this hose and turned on the water because I wanted to see how long it would take to flood the garden head.
Evelyn! Father's hand tools! What's the matter with you? This is highly irregular behavior.
You come out here to target practice with your pistol all the time. So I thought I'd like a little hobby of my own.
Evelyn, when you agreed to marry me, there were certain expectations befitting of a wife of high standing which you were to assume. Flooding the shed and causing mischief is not one of them.
You keep me cooped up all the time just so you can show me off to your friends.
They are not my friends. They are Mother's friends. You could at least try to make some civilized conversation.
They're all boring. All they want to talk about is religion anyway.
That cracks it. I suggest that you pack your things. We're going to the city. I have dinner reservations at Sherry's, and then we're going to the garden for entertainment.
But Harry!
Not another word, Evelyn. I will see to it that your odious malefactor will be quite out of sight. You worry far too much.
Harry, push me on the swing.
What? That old thing?
Please, Harry.
Oh, I'd nearly forgotten all about it. We hardly have time. You need to pack your trunks if we're to meet our friends for dinner.
Push me higher, Harry.
This childishness is so unbecoming of a lady of your station, Evelyn.
I don't want to be a lady. I just want to have fun.
Very well then. come with me.
You're hurting me.
You want to have fun, eh? Well, I will show you how much fun we can have.
The theater itself is in the neoclassical style, grand in scale, and proudly boasts members of the upper class echelons of New York society. Tonight will surely be a night to remember with the world premiere of Madame Louise.
Pardon me? Perhaps you can tell me if you've seen a Mr. Stanford White this evening.
Oh, Mr. White, you mean...
Stanford White, a rather prominent man, tall, big mustache, out to here. Have you seen him?
I believe so. He never misses a show if he can help it.
Well, is he attending or not?
Yes. I saw him in the foyer just as the door opened, maybe 45 minutes ago.
Isn't it tremendous, Goofles? All the eyes of New York are gazing upon your ravishing beauty. You may fetch me a few, Evelyn.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, calm down. I haven't seen our mutual friend anywhere. There's so many people here, he's probably lost in the crowd somewhere.
I don't have to know he's here. I can feel he's here.
Come, let's take our seats. If you're a sweetie, I'll introduce you to J.P. Morgan later. Where are we seated again?
Box 5.
Ah, box 5. We'll be able to see everything on the ground floor seating from up there.
What's troubling you, old boy? You haven't said words since we exited the cab.
My mind is far from easy.
Tell me what's troubling you. Or this will be the most unpleasant evening.
It's Evelyn Nesbit. I can't seem to get her out of my mind.
Evelyn Nesbit? Why, Stanford, you could have any girl in New York.
Correction, old boy. I have had every girl in New York. She wasn't the first, but she was the best and the most beautiful.
What happened?
She flew the coop after she met that conniving playboy, Harold Thaw.
The heir to the Thaw Railroad and coal fortune?
The same, like a bird on the wing. I always know when Evelyn Nesbit is fluttering up over my head, swinging and singing as she did.
And?
Never mind. Let's take our seats, shall we?
Excuse me, Mr. White?
Yes? Do I know you?
Harry, no!
You ruined my wife! You saw it! You saw me do it! He had done the girl wrong, and then he deserted her! He had it coming!
No! I want to swing! I want to ride my swing! Wee! I'm telling you, I won't be home until Sunday after next. Hello? Can you hear me now, Margaret? Can you hear me now?
Excuse me, I need to use the phone.
Wait your turn, sir. I was here first.
Never mind that, there's no time.
I said wait your turn.
I need to use the phone.
No, Margaret. Hello? Oh, what, of course. There's some emergency.
Hardly, since the emergency's already passed. Now move aside.
No, Margaret!
New York Indian World, please.
Oh, I suppose you're a reporter then.
Theater critic.
Oh, come to write another scathing review for that filthy dish rag you call a newspaper. You theater critics are all alike.
No, stop the presses. I got the scoop. Crime of the century.
Crime of the century already.
Stanford White. Harry Thaw. Evelyn Nesbit. Yes, Harold, that Evelyn Nesbit.
Perfect. You're late.
Harry, I came as soon as I could. You're in quite a fit.
The food here is appalling. The sheets are soiled, even though I was assured they were clean, and I will. No. Beans. So you bloody well better tell Mother to tell my lawyer to get me some better treatment. Evelyn, I'm counting on you. We're all counting on you.
Why did you do it, Harry?
Evelyn, I have redeemed you. You and countless other chorus girls from the towns of Stanford White. You need not fear. I am your sweet savior, Evelyn.
I don't know what to think anymore.
Well, you better stop thinking. You will need to testify in my defense as my wife and a witness to my act, which I would do all over again. Dear sweet Boofles, if I only had another chance.
Harry, darling, I think you need some rest.
Rest? How can I rest in with all these lunatics? When I get out of here, I'll set the record straight. But for now, you must tell them everything you've told me about that night Stanford raped you. You can do that, can't you, Boofles?
So, you were with Mr. White at the garden, showing you his private studio. Then what happened?
He took me upstairs to the bedroom, and there was a table with a bottle of champagne and a glass. Mr. White poured just one glass for me. He persuaded me to drink it, and I did. A few moments later, after I'd had a drink, there was a pounding in my ears, and the room got all black. I came to myself, and I was greatly frightened. I started to scream. I saw blood in between my thighs, sir. As I sat up, I saw mirrors all over. I began to scream again, and Mr. White tried to quiet me, saying that it was all over, and then I screamed harder than ever.
What did he say afterward?
He made me swear that I would never tell my mother about it. He said there was no use in talking, and the greatest thing in this world was to not get found out. He said the girls in the theaters were foolish to talk. He laughed afterward. He said there was nothing so nice as young girls, and nothing so loathsome as fat ones. You must never get fat.
Enough! Has the jury reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
Harry K. Thaw, please stand. A jury of your peers has acquitted all of your charges. By reason of insanity, you are hereby sentenced to an indefinite treatment at Fishtail Sanitarium for the criminally insane. Do you have any last remarks before you...
Only those I wish to speak in confidence with my wife.
You may do so now.
Evelyn, I saved you. I saved you! I did it! It was me! I saved your life!
Take him away!
No! I saved you!
Anyone limits dismiss.
I saved you!
But I did get fat and old. They locked Harry up in an asylum, and he stayed there 8 long years. Nothing was ever quite the same. Even though he had fathered our son, eventually we divorced before a heart attack took him. I was just a girl back then, too foolish to take a good look at myself in the mirrors all around. Such is the folly of youth. So I sculpt, because it's here, in my hands. I'm trying to make something of it in the present. You can't live in the past or the future without being some kind of nut. Once upon a time, I was worshipped, floating on air, and sometimes I like to imagine that I'm on my red velvet swing again, and I could go high, so very high, and never come down. Wee! Wee!